Alrighty guys, today we're going to be getting around talking about some of my tackle, what I carry on my boat most of the time. I'm kind of going to show you about a quarter of what I got, and what I'm going to focus on is what I always have in my boat. How I have my deck laid out is I have the left side for rods, right side for all my tackle. So we'll open this up. You can see here, I've just got loads of boxes of all my hard baits, soft baits, all that good stuff. So yeah, like I said, I'm really going to focus on stuff I always have in my boat, stuff I'm always throwing, not really going to focus on what I have stored over there. So mainly we're going to focus on what I always have in my boat, what I always have tournament ready, when I'm always fishing. So we're going to start off here. I kind of have my boxes all nice and labeled, as you can see. So I just have that whole left side of that locker just loaded. So we'll start off here. This first box here is filled with nothing but hollow body frogs. Things I got in here are the scum frog Bigfoot. That's the paycheck baits, transporter frog, awesome frog. Flipping the bird, got that at iCast. That thing's pretty sick. Caught a couple fish on it. Yeah, I mean, mainly for my hollow body frogs. I mean, I'm just casting them just for fun and play. I don't have a lot of confidence on them, but I've cast them and caught a few fish on them. Next one I have is a Booyah Pad Crasher. An Evolved Nervous Walker. This thing I gotta say is probably my favorite frog. It's the softest, and I mean, hooks just go right into the fish. It's not too light of a frog either. I mean, I can freaking cherry bomb this frog. It's a pretty sick frog. Really like that a lot. Like I said, probably my favorite one. Detail is great, and it's probably the softest, lightest frog I've ever, thickness-wise I've ever thrown. Next is the Spro Bronze Eye Daddy frog. This is a giant 1 ounce frog, as you can see. I mean, this is a pretty good sized frog here. In size comparison there, you can just see. I mean, this is a ginormous Spro frog. No, I have not caught any fish on it. Yes, I have thrown it, but I don't know if fish even have the balls to come up and smack that thing. So next is just kind of all my coppers and Spros kind of loaded together. I'll kind of get the Spros separated. So these two, I have the leopard and then the brown frog. Just two of these are the normal Spro frogs, they're not the junior size. I have that one cut pretty short for grass fishing, so I can walk it pretty easily. Then these next couple ones are the Copper 65 size frogs. These things, loaded up on these at iCast while I could. I have two of the normal green frog colors. Like I said, these are 65. These are the two new colors that came out 2012 iCast. And then a black. Oh my god, this thing is stuck like shut together. The black, and then the brown. Tan brown. So yeah, Coppers was, I mean, for a while that was about the only frog I threw. Then I kind of scoped out and I bought the Booyah Pad Crasher. Then I found that Evolved frog, and I mean, that thing is sick. It's the cheapest of them all, and I gotta say it's probably the best frog. So, I mean, if you're asking me what my favorite hollow body frog, I'd go with that Evolve. These next couple ones are just mixed, Spro frogs, the little 45 size frogs, all that good stuff. So that's a hollow body frog. Next, speedworm box. Pretty messy. I like buying boxes that have sideways dividers, not these forward boxes, because this is what happens. Your worms get all bent up and crap, and that drives me nuts. But these are just a box of speedworms. Gotta say, this is probably one of my leading baits. It's basically it's a paddle tail with a split in the end, and that worm won me a lot of money. Won me a lot of TSA tournaments as well. So, box of speedworms. Next box is my Finesse Box. Yeah, you probably hardly would ever see me pull this out. It's been loaded like this for like 2 years, but just a ton of drop shot or shake head baits. You got your finesse worms, small little goby type baits. These things from Lunker Hunt, these things catch some fish. Berkeley power bait, little power shads. I mean, everything. I've thrown these baits on beds before too. You catch some of the smaller, finickier fish, but yeah, just a small little finesse box. That's the kind of box you always gotta need. In cold water, you can start hitting deep grass and just drop shot and usually result in a couple bites. This box is probably the heaviest one I got. It's my Jig Box. Everything, Vinterbait, pile driver jigs, swim jigs, football head jigs. I've got every jig known to man in here. I mean, that's loaded. That's got like 12 jigs in it by itself. Flipping jigs, like I said, I throw a lot of swim jigs, so I have a lot of swim jigs loaded in here. But, yeah, it's just a straight loaded jig box. some of my favorite jigs I like throwing is that Baits pile driver jig. Wish they still had them out for public use, but since closed down. But those things were freaking sweet. I love that bait. Next is Baits top water. So you got the Storm Chug Bugs. Those are walk the dog poppers type baits. I got one for cloudy days and one for clear days. Next is a Sammy customized painted by Gregus Lures. And that thing is well painted up. Thing is sick looking. The next one is just a normal Zero Spook. Feather tail. Caught a lot of fish on the Butler tournament. Just the past video you just watched. A lot on that color. Got some pointers. Actually lost every pointer that I owned on Butler with pickerel. Got some Rapala X wraps, shad wraps, all that good stuff in here. Wake baits, prop baits, poppers, and then a Lucky Craft Sammy. So generally just always have that little thin box laying around everywhere. Next is the trailers box. Just chuck around. When I'm chucking around jigs, usually come in here. Got grubs. I mean, I have every trailer known to man. Small skinny dippers, net bait packet chunks, twin tail grubs, some creature baits, beavers, and then super flukes, or not super flukes, but the small little swim flukes with little tails. So, loaded trailer box. Next move to is the hooks and weights. Your general terminal tackle box. Everything like I got, everything from a 3-aught to a 6-aught wide gap hook, worm hooks, weight stoppers, beads, swivels, you name it, it is sitting in here, along with some punch skirts. So next two are my crankbait boxes. I have it sorted out from shallow crankbaits and medium and deep diving crankbaits. So here you just kind of got your general square bills. You got Strike King 1.5s and 2.5s loaded, 6 cents crankbaits, some Lucky Crafts. Like I said, here's some of the 2.5s. Here's two custom painted 2.5s from Gregus Lures. That's their logo. Awesome bluegill pattern there, and then an American shad pattern. That's caught me a lot of fish. And then here's a Seaball Crankster. It's a 6 to 8 foot diving crankbait, and that's a blue crawl pattern, as well customized by Gregus Lures. So yeah, mixed up, got a Zuma baits in here, Strike Kings, like I said. I mean, around the spectrum, as far as crankbaits go, you'll see me throwing a square bill a lot, opposed to these medium and deep divers. So next is medium and deep divers. You got things, KVD Series 8s, Series 6, some Normans. There's the Series 6 there, bluegill pattern. I mean, I got it all in here. Series 4, a little Norman crankbait. I mean, I got just everything. Another custom painted Norman Lures bluegill, deep diver. Actually, that's not a Gregus Lures. That's a DNL, but regardless, it's a sick bait. If I could get it to fit back. So yeah, like I said, I don't really throw these deep divers much. I have them because if you never go regional tournaments, you get out of state, you're gonna need them, but I have them. Up front here more, this is kind of, you've seen me talk about this before, my confidence box, where I basically just have this thing loaded with all the baits I know I'll throw in a tournament. Flukes and watermelon purple glitter, flukes and American shad, green shad, and then watermelon gold. Cincos and Junebug blue and red shad. Cincos and watermelon green, or just watermelon seed, and then brush hogs for flipping. Junebug for dark water, watermelon red for clear water. Frogs, and then small bed fishing baits. I had these because I was out on Butler and they were spawning pretty good. But yeah, just two different colors of frogs, and then Wackery Cincos and more flipping baits. You always got to carry a bag like this, so and if you don't have the bait, or if they're not biting good, you always have a bag that filled with baits that you have total confidence in. Something you can always resort to if fishing slow for you in a tournament. You'll be able to catch some fish on that. Down here, spinnerbait and buzzbait box. Just straight loaded with everything from willow leaf crankbaits, Colorado blades, buzzbaits with clackers, without clackers. Got a couple chatterbaits floated in there. But tons of different skirt styles and patterns, colors to choose from, different blade combinations and colors. So, loaded spinnerbait box. And my demon in the bass fishing world, these little fellows, you named it, the rattle trap. Anyone that knows me, if I'm on a rattle trap bite, I did some serious looking to find it, because it's not my weakest link in fishing. I gotta say the drop shot is, but my weakest, if I gotta say my top 3 weakest links, it'd probably be rock fishing, drop shot fishing, and throwing a rattle trap. I can throw these little guys all day long in schools and catch fish, but as soon as you got me ripping through eelgrass, I hate that kind of fishing. But sometimes in Florida, that's the winning pattern. So I have different colors and patterns of rattle traps to cover my spectrum. So just got a little box meant for that. So yeah, part 2 of this video, I'll go and cover all these, my worms, swim baits, ribbon tails, all that good stuff, and my 2 other boxes loaded with plastics. Didn't want to take up too much time in this first video going through all the baits, so go and check out part 2 for tackle boxes, part 2. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned.